And we are back on the Rodriguez Show, this at-home episode with our very first guest. He's been on the show before. You know him as Tommy Skyrunner. How's it going, man?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. How you doing?
Good, yeah, at home. And we talked right before that you're in Chicago right now. So what are you there for now? For the time being? I know LA. You used to live in LA, right?
Yeah, I moved back. Literally last year around this time period, I moved back. So I've been back for a year now and just, getting stuff together. But I just ended up moving. So I think I'm going to be here for at least a minute.
Yeah. And that's where you're from originally, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's that. I have my wife, Carla. She lived in Chicago, I think, towards the end of, was it 2 years ago? So I got to know the area a little bit. She lived in Logan Square.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So we would ride around the train whenever I'd go visit her. And I love Chicago, man. That's one of the places where, like, in the future, if when we get to that point where we have multiple places that we live at, Chicago is going to be one of the places.
You definitely should invest in it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but greatness here, man.
Yeah. How you been doing with the quarantine? It's a whole different world in this last year, right?
Yeah, man. It's been different, dude. Like the beginning was like, oh, okay, this is only going to be like a month or so, and then like when it started expanding to like everything was shut down type of stuff. Had to like figure out different ways to like just keep my sanity and stuff, because like for a while like work was closed as well, so like what I was doing was pretty much just nothing besides like creative stuff. So I'm still able to like sew and stuff at home and design, so that's cool. But I did miss seeing my homies like bad, right?
Yeah, it was it's like isolation, and it's good that you were able to be creative at this time. I mean, I had like a creative block when I first started. Now it's getting better, but yeah, man, you use the time for good. That's tight, bro. So I just saw that you posted recently that you just started working with or you have a creative director position at Scheme Studios. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So Scheme Studios is a Chicago-based company ran by this woman named Kia, who basically started the company just with a bunch of her friends and like creative colleagues to basically make a system so that they can, number one, create from the outlet of Scheme Studios, which in turn becomes in like apparel, like photo shoots, stuff like that. But then also on the other side, if another creative wanted to come in and was like, hey, I'm trying to set up a photo shoot, I'm trying to set up this with models or this with, stuff like that. She has those assets where she's able to come and help assist different people in that manner.
Oh, that's tight. So it's a creative, like for creative people that you'd be able to use the resources, right?
Yeah. So then we were in contact, and then she basically asked me to come on the team and just be involved as creative director. So just pretty much helping with like design stuff, helping with like artistic visions for certain things, and trying to help out in any way I can.
That's tight, man. Well, congrats on being able to connect with people like that. It's like you connecting with them is going to help even more people to get to do what they need to do,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's the main goal. Like, I mean, like, definitely want to like, make sure that we elevate the brand to the level in which she sees the vision for it. But also I do want people like, because I understand that the other side completely, where I'm like, dude, I want to do this and this. And it's just like, you got to try to find resources. But if you don't have them, it is a little bit challenging.
It's tough. Yeah. So that's exciting, man. And then we have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of what you've been working on. So you have a new line with StarTrooperCo at StarTrooperCo, by the way. It's called Salt River. And I love that you always have like a theme, and I'm going to read what you wrote about Salt River real quick. Salt River is a fictional organization in the future that's focusing on bringing together people of all different backgrounds to find solutions with everyday problems. Salt River is looking to create resolutions to heal the planet we live on. So that's kind of the theme, the entirety of the new season, right?
Yeah. So like basically to go into it a little bit more, I would say like, so the inspiration number one came from when I was working at an animal shelter, and that was back when I was in LA. And like it was sort of like a government organization. So working in that aspect, I've never been in anything involved in that type of like. It's like the opposite of creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's like finite rules. This is what we're doing. This is how things go. Don't like divvy away from it. So like, and having that experience and then coming back here, it was one of them things that sort of stuck with me. So came up with the season like mid when I was working there, but basically it's just like, imagine like future post-apocalyptic like situations where it's not necessarily like something that's not unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? Like we could be in a situation where we run out of water. We run out of like the air emissions just becomes too extreme for the environment. We run out of like resources in terms of like plants and shit like that. So like having those thoughts in my head, I thought about an organization in which it could like find solutions for that. So like basically just like a bunch of people like you and me and like just random people who like have endeavors and like solutions to like everyday problems from like scientists to artists to like activists, like whatever. But it's just like a culmination of people that live in that place that basically just like sit around and like politic about like finding solutions. So yeah.
That's tight, man. And the idea of creating that is not too far fetched. Where it could be like you started saying that it was fictional, but it can turn into a real thing. I mean, and people like you that are young or like me too. I guess I'm almost 30, but the younger generation, I feel like it's happening now where they're coming out and they're like, okay, it is happening. We're trying to find solutions. We're trying to go out there and protest. So that's tight, man. And like you said at the beginning, it's like, it's not too far-fetched to think that we could run out of resources. Like this year was a prime example of stuff can happen, you know, like, man. Yeah.
Like, no, I completely agree with you on that. Cause like, this is something that's unexpected. And, you know, a lot of like, number one, a lot of like lives are lost and, you know, we got a remorse for that. But then on the other side of it, it's like people who are left without like family members, people who fucking like got lost their jobs, people who like businesses closed down because they weren't able to sustain due to like the COVID. And it's just like, it's sort of like, it's just an interesting like situation where it almost timed out sort of perfectly.
Yeah. Well, you have some great pieces. The jacket that you posted, the teal jacket was dope.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Where can, how did you got more pieces coming out soon?
Yeah. So like, I'm actually working on a show right now. I'm probably going to release the information for the casting call sometime this week. I've really just been working with number one with Scheming Studios to try to ensure, because she has like a bunch of people who she already works with in terms of models. So I'm trying to like connect with that, but also get people that I worked with previously in Chicago to try to come together and, you know, do a show. Cause like I did a show, I want to say almost like a year and a half ago or something like that. And it was cool, but I'm trying to present it in a manner in which it's the same vision that I have in my head, so that once I see it, I'm like, I'm content. Because like the last show I wasn't content. I just was like, this is cool, but I know I can do better.
You can step it up. Yeah. That's awesome. And that'll be in Chicago, right?
Yep.
That's tight, man. If it wasn't pandemic times, I'd be flying over there to check it out.
No, most def. I would want you and Carla to slide through, bro.
Yeah, thanks. So that's exciting. You can follow StarTrooperCo at StarTrooperCo. We'll post it right now on the video to get more information on the line, and you can buy the pieces and stuff. The last thing I want to talk about was something that is coming up that involves the Rodriguez Show a little bit, is the magazine you're working on. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah. So the magazine is basically, it's an anniversary magazine. So it's 10 years of STTR and basically like just everything in terms of like how things go from ideas to actual creation. So like I have like certain sketches. I have the original logo from like 10 years ago, and just the ideations of that, and how like the creative process with the whole brand has just expanded. And then it'll also feature like advertisements from people like, you know, you, as well as like other creatives that I was speaking with, because I wanted to make it sort of like an actual magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like it the brand is what I've created the magazine and what started the creation, but then I wanted to add all of my homies on and just put them on, so that any individual who was happening to get the magazine and look at it, it's like, oh, what is this brand? Oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Because like I have homies that like one of my homies just started a studio. You have your radio show. My other homie does cosmetics, you know, just stuff like that. So I've just been trying to diversify it.
Thanks. Well, thank you for first of all, congrats on 10 years of STTR. That's awesome, you know.
Thank you, bro.
And you've been building it for a while. I mean, we've been talking since like 2016, 2015, and it's just growing from there. So it's cool to see that, because with creative endeavors, it's always like, man, like, I don't know if like me putting this time in is going to pay. Like it's always uncertain because it's a passion project. But now that it's growing into even more than that, like an actual bigger thing, like you have in the past few years, it's just awesome to see, man. So congratulations.
Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate it. Also, that time when we talked, that's one of my favorite seasons. If not this season that I'm doing right now, that's my favorite season. Like that shit was awesome. But Thank you, though. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like you said, like you mentioned, you have ads. There's a Rodriguez show ad that I made on there that we're gonna wait until the magazine drops to show it to you guys. It's not gonna like it's a special thing because I'll talk more about that in the future. So watch out for the StarTrooperCo, the line and the magazine. And Tommy Skyrunner, thank you for talking to me, man.
Of course, bro. Anytime. Thank you.
Yeah, so check them out, like I said, at Tommy X Skyrunner. We'll post links to everything, and we'll play some music. We're going to let Mondo play some music, and we'll be back on The Rodriguez Show.